In the vast and intricate tapestry of the natural world, there exist capabilities that seem to border on the magical, defying what we often consider the rigid laws of biology. I'm speaking of the remarkable phenomenon of regeneration. For us, a lost limb is a permanent loss, a life-altering event. But for a select few creatures, it is merely a temporary setback, an inconvenience before a miraculous process of regrowth begins. This isn't science fiction. It is a profound reality unfolding every day in our planet's rivers, oceans, and forests. These animals possess a superpower that we, as humans, can only look upon with a sense of profound awe and perhaps a touch of envy. Imagine the ability to mend the most grievous of wounds, to replace a lost part of yourself not with a scar or a prosthesis, but with a perfect, functioning replica of what was lost. It is a testament to the sheer ingenuity and resilience of life, a biological secret that evolution has bestowed upon some of its most fascinating creations. Today, I invite you to join me on a journey to meet these extraordinary beings. We will explore the hidden mechanisms and the staggering potential of nature's own superheroes. From the murky depths of freshwater lakes to the vibrant ecosystems of our coral reefs, we will witness firsthand the incredible power of life to rebuild, to restore, and to begin anew. It is a story of survival, adaptation, and the enduring wonder that can be found in every corner of our living planet. Our first encounter takes us to the cool, quiet waters of Mexico's ancient lakes, the home of a creature that seems to have defied the very process of aging itself, the axolotl. With its feathery external gills and a face that appears to be permanently smiling, the axolotl lives its entire life in a juvenile aquatic state, a kind of perpetual childhood. But its youthful appearance belies a truly astonishing biological power. If an axolotl loses a leg, it does not simply form a stump or a scar. Instead, it begins a process of almost perfect reconstruction. Over weeks, a small bud of cells, known as a blastema, will form at the site of the injury. These are not just any cells, they are pluripotent stem cells, capable of becoming any tissue type needed. They meticulously orchestrate the regrowth of bone, muscle, nerves, and skin, recreating the lost limb with flawless precision, down to the last toe and joint. There is no scar tissue, no sign that an injury ever occurred. It is as if the limb was simply willed back into existence, a perfect copy of the original. But the axolotl's abilities extend far beyond just its limbs. This remarkable amphibian can regenerate damaged portions of its spinal cord, its lungs, and even its heart. Most astoundingly, it can repair and regrow sections of its own brain. Should a part of its cerebrum be removed, it can regenerate the lost neurons and restore the damaged connections. It is a level of regeneration so complete, so profound, that it challenges our fundamental understanding of what is possible for a vertebrate animal. We now move from the freshwater lakes to the vast expanse of the marine world, to the seabeds, where another master of regeneration resides, the starfish, or sea star. These echinoderms, with their iconic star-shaped bodies, are a familiar sight in tidal pools and coral reefs. They are resilient predators, but they are also vulnerable. A hungry crab or a curious fish might seize one of its arms, leading to a struggle that results in the arm being torn away. For the starfish, however, this is not a catastrophe. The loss of an arm triggers an incredible chain of events. The sea star can seal the wound, and much like the axolotl, begin the process of growing a brand new, fully functional arm. It can take several months, but eventually, the animal's five-pointed symmetry is restored. This is a vital survival mechanism, allowing it to escape predation by sacrificing a part of itself, a strategy known as autotomy. The sea star simply leaves its arm behind and lives to grow another day. But the story becomes even more extraordinary. In some species of starfish, the severed arm itself can perform a feat that seems to defy logic. Provided it contains a sufficient portion of the central disc, the main body of the starfish, that lone lost arm can begin to regenerate an entirely new body. 4 new arms will slowly sprout from its severed base, and over time, a complete genetically identical twin of the original starfish will be formed. It is a form of asexual reproduction born from a moment of violence, a single part giving rise to a new whole. Returning to land, we venture into the damp, mossy undergrowth of temperate forests, the secretive world of the salamander. These amphibians are close relatives of the axolotl, and they too possess a formidable regenerative prowess. For centuries, they have been symbols of rebirth and renewal, and for good reason. A salamander cornered by a predator, perhaps a snake or a large bird, has a remarkable trick up its sleeve. It can shed its tail, which will continue to thrash and wriggle, distracting the attacker while the salamander makes its escape. This is more than just a simple trick. The salamander has the innate ability to regrow that tail completely replete with vertebrae, nerves, and muscle. But its capabilities do not end there. Like the axolotl, it can regrow entire limbs. A lost leg from the hip to the toes can be fully regenerated over a period of months. The process is remarkably complex, involving the dedifferentiation of mature cells at the wound site, which revert to a more primitive, stem cell-like state to form the blastema that will build the new limb. Perhaps most incredibly, the salamander can regenerate parts of its most vital organs. It can repair damage to its heart and brain and even regenerate portions of its eyes. Scientists have observed salamanders regrowing the lens and even the retina after they have been surgically removed. This ability to rebuild such intricate and complex structures offers a tantalizing glimpse into the potential of regenerative biology, a potential that is being studied intently for its possible applications in human medicine. The humble salamander may hold the key to future medical breakthroughs. Our journey now takes us to the world of invertebrates, to the rivers, streams, and ponds inhabited by the crayfish. These crustaceans, with their hard exoskeletons and formidable claws, are like armored knights of the freshwater realm. Their claws are essential tools, used for defense against predators like raccoons and herons, for battling rival crayfish over territory and mates, and for manipulating food. A crayfish without its claws is at a severe disadvantage. Inevitably, in the rough and tumble of their existence, these vital appendages can be lost. A claw can be crushed by a predator, or torn off during a particularly intense territorial dispute. When this happens, the crayfish has a built-in plan for recovery. At a predetermined fracture plane near the base of the limb, it can intentionally sever the damaged appendage in a clean break, a process that minimizes blood loss and damage to the body. This is a controlled sacrifice for the greater good of the organism. From the remaining stump, a new limb bud, encased in a soft, flexible membrane, begins to emerge. It grows folded up within this protective sheath, like a plant shoot emerging from a seed. With each subsequent molt, as the crayfish sheds its old, tight exoskeleton for a new, larger one, the regenerating limb grows bigger and more defined. After several molts, a new, fully functional claw or leg will have taken the place of the old one, ready once more for battle and for foraging. It is a cycle of loss and renewal, essential for survival in its competitive world. For our final example, we look to the treetops of Central and South America, home to a magnificent reptile, the green iguana. These large, impressive lizards spend much of their lives basking in the sun, high in the canopy. But danger is never far away. Predators like hawks, snakes, and coyotes are a constant threat. When an iguana is caught by its long whip-like tail, it deploys a dramatic and effective escape strategy that has served its kind for millions of years. Much like the salamander, the iguana can voluntarily detach a large portion of its tail. This happens at specific fracture planes within the tail vertebrae. The detached tail, a substantial piece of flesh, will thrash violently for several minutes, creating a convincing illusion of a struggling animal that mesmerizes the predator. This vital distraction provides the iguana with the precious seconds it needs to scurry away to safety, leaving its attacker with nothing but a twitching trophy. The iguana will then begin the slow process of regrowing its lost appendage. Unlike the perfect regeneration seen in salamanders, the new tail of an iguana is a simpler structure. It is supported not by bone, but by a long, unsegmented tube of cartilage, and the scales are often a different size and color. It is not a perfect replica, but it is functional. It helps with balance as the iguana navigates the branches, and it can once again be used as a defensive whip, or be sacrificed in a future encounter. It is a pragmatic and life-saving adaptation for this modern-day dragon. From the smiling axolotl to the starlit starfish, from the forest salamander to the armored crayfish and the treetop iguana, we have witnessed a truly humbling power. Nature, in its boundless creativity, has equipped these creatures with the ability to overcome grievous injury, to rebuild themselves piece by piece. It is a potent reminder that the world around us is filled with processes and possibilities that stretch the limits of our own imagination. The capacity for life to endure, to adapt, and to regenerate is one of the most profound stories our planet has to tell. This is not just a biological curiosity, it is a source of immense inspiration. Scientists around the globe are studying these natural superheroes, hoping to unlock the genetic and cellular secrets that allow for such incredible feats. The dream is that one day, we might learn to reactivate these dormant pathways within our own bodies, to heal injuries and diseases in ways we can currently only dream of. The answers may lie not in a laboratory, but in the quiet resilience of a salamander or the patient regrowth of a starfish's arm. As we conclude our journey, I'm left with a sense of wonder at the sheer diversity of life's solutions. Each of these animals has harnessed the power of regeneration in its own unique way, perfectly suited to its environment and its way of life. It makes one ponder the possibilities. So I leave you with this question. If you could have any of these incredible regenerative abilities, which of these animal superpowers would you want to have?